The Jags made the first major splash in the 2025 NFL draft, trading up to get this special player. Who do they get, and how do they do for the rest of the draft? My name's Tyler, here with my brother Ryan, and we're going to break down the Jaguars 2025 NFL draft. But before we get into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a like and a comment. Ryan's getting married here soon, so he wants all the early wedding day presents as possible. And Ryan, with that being said, let's get into it. So obviously, as I'm going
Good.
through that, I was thinking like, what would be like a mysterious, you know, like opener here? Like, who do they trade up for? It's like if you're living under a rock, you don't know who they trade up for. But like Travis Hunter, obviously, is who they traded up for. Ended up giving up a couple of day 2 picks on top of a first round pick. Sorry, not a couple of day 2 pick, a couple of 2025 picks, and then even their first round pick next year as well to go get Travis Hunter. And I think that was worth it. I think that is absolutely worth it. What's funny too, I'm looking at our lads as of right now. They have him as the starting slot receiver and the backup left cornerback, unless they drafted another Travis Hunter in this draft, which I
Yeah.
don't think they did. So after that, they drafted Caleb Ransaw, another cornerback out of Tulane. And they drafted Wyatt Milum, offensive guard out of West Virginia, with the next pick. Then Bhayshul Tuten, running back out of Virginia Tech. Jack Kiser, linebacker out of Notre Dame. Both of the last 2 picks were in the 4th round. In the 6th round, they had 2 6th-round picks: linebacker Jalen McLeod out of Auburn and Rayuan Lane the third, safety out of Navy. And then wrapping up the Jaguars draft, Jonah Monheim, center out of USC, and then LeQuint Allen, Syracuse, running back as well. So in general, let's more just start with Travis Hunter, because that's going to be the make or break of this draft. I do think they drafted some other good guys later on, but Travis Hunter, reports have come out though too that he's primarily going to be a receiver in this Liam Cohn offense. I I could see them going either way. I do think that Caleb Ransaw pick next, like, hey, we're going to get an actual corner, is definitely the more of that indicator. Like, he's going to be playing a lot more time on the offensive side of the ball. And also, too, the Jags spent a heavy amount of time this offseason, like finding free agents and bringing them in with Eric Murray and also Jordan Lewis as well. So I do think Travis Hunter is going to be on the offensive side of the ball. And if you're Trevor Lawrence, I think you're loving that, because now you got Byron Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter now as your number 1 and number 2 receivers. And also, too, to be honest, De'Ami Brown, they signed with Washington, who they signed away from Washington.
Yeah. No, I mean, I really like the Travis Hunter pick. I would love to see him play both ways. I think if you can get him on the field, even if it's in like crunch time defense scenarios,
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a really big part of his game. But yeah, the duo of him and Brian Thomas Jr. is nasty. That is absolutely nasty. He was one of the best, if not the best, rookie receiver last year. And him, like Malik Neighbors, I think were in the 2-horse race for that. But yeah, I like that move. It's very aggressive. Obviously, pinning this draft class of success almost solely on Travis Hunter, but also mortgaging a little bit of your future to go and get a generational player now. And I know we've thrown around that generational word a little bit in the draft community a lot. I can't remember the last time I think we ever saw a player like Travis Hunter. Like actually
No, yeah,
2
never.
ways, fantastic. Like we saw Champ Bailey, but even then Travis Hunter has played much more than Champ Bailey did in college. So
Well, one of the guys I listened to, I think, like for Dynasty footballs, they talked about like I forget who it was. It was like another receiver. It was other receivers. Oh, I think it was like Luther Burden was on the field for like average 44%. There's like for 44 snaps. Ted McMillan, I think, was on the field for like 61 snaps on average per
yeah,
game, which is a lot. Travis Hunter being on the field for about 110 or 118 snaps per game is wild. Like
yeah,
he's gonna be like AJ Brown. He's gonna need a book to read when he's not on defense, because I think he's just gonna be, or he's gonna be like Ricky Bobby. Like, what do I do with my hands? Because he's literally
yeah,
just on the field constantly, and which is kind of scary to think about too. Because like he's gonna have the best. He has to have the best stamina in the NFL. I think that we've ever seen, even compared to other corners who are pretty consistently on
yeah.
the field all the time on defense. Especially if you're the number 1 corner. So now, if he's primarily just a receiver, then I think that like I think he's going to be able to be on almost every single play doing all these sprints, because he just seems like he could just go and go, because he's
Oh
played
yeah.
50 plus minutes per game in college.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the things too that like uh they were talking about. He doesn't really do a whole lot. Like he doesn't go party, he doesn't do much. He streams, plays football, takes care of his body,
That's
and then
good.
like fishes like every now and then. So I think that's going to be one of the big things there with him is just how well can he maintain his body and how much of wear and tear is he going to have if he does play more than normal amount of
My
snaps, because we see
yeah.
just wide receivers struggle with the amount of physicality at the NFL
My
level.
my final thing I want to say about this is, I to me I wonder just logistically how is he going to be able to do it, and especially too if he's
Yeah.
primarily a receiver. I don't know how he goes on a defense all of a sudden and then tries to read coverages, or unless if they're coming in like, hey, we're going to play man and you stick on this guy, like just follow this
That's
guy,
how that's how it'll
like
work.
that's the only thing I think that they would be able to do.
Yeah.
Um, I
Well, you could have packages. So like one of the things you could do is have certain coverage rotations that he practices and certain packages. So like let's say it's like 3rd and 15. It's like, well, let's put in the Travis package. Travis goes out there and like he's either locking down a top wide receiver in man coverage, or like he has a deep third or has a specific
yeah
coverage rotation that he goes into, and that's how you would manage it. You would manage it similar to a package of plays on offense. Um,
yeah I think in
but
I think there need to be a better example though because like no one's doing man on 3rd and 15. Uh,
well, I was trying to use a specific scenario. Okay, 3rd and 7. Like,
Okay, that could be maybe a little
y-
bit better, but
yeah,
even then though too, so this my other than argument then is like I think he's if they say he's going to be primarily a receiver, like I don't think he's going to be on defense at all because that's a lot of money that is going to be out on the field a lot, especially if you're paying him to be a receiver to get touchdowns to put points up on the board, and the amount of outcry there would be if he got hurt on a
yeah,
no nothing defensive play. And then that's not only going to be a detriment also to your defense as a whole, but a huge loss on
it,
your offense now. So
yeah.
I
It's a
that
it's a
that's why I
risk.
think it's going to be interesting, very fascinating to see how the Jags are going to handle this. A couple other guys I like. I do like their stretch of Wyatt Milum, Bhayshul, Tuten, and Jack Kiser. Maybe a little
Yeah,
high, but he's definitely going to be a hard player as well. I think he's going to be a good locker room guy as well. But I do like that stretch of guys. Nothing against some of the other guys as
yeah,
well. But to me, I I thought they did a solid job. It's they've done a very good job in the offseason addressing the offensive line. So and also the secondary as well. So I think that they were primarily in best player available mode, just trying to get younger, trying to get faster, trying to get better. And the real crux of this draft is going to be the Travis Hunter pick and how he's going
yeah,
to pan out in the NFL.
yeah. No, and I think that the way you said there about Travis Hunter is very much true. The one thing I don't like about this draft is the Caleb Ransaw pick. I that was a developmental day 3 guy, in my opinion, that you take a 6th, 7th round flyer on, and they took him up there in the 3rd round. Now, I'm not an NFL scout, so maybe these guys saw something that I didn't. I just didn't really like him
Yeah,
all that much. It's weird because I like the Travis Hunter pick and I like the 3 to really the rest of the picks. After that, it's like that one is just like this like random wrench where it's like, wow, they tremendously reached on this player, where everybody else I felt like they were like, that's fine with me. Like, so
yeah, but I do think, especially with what you're saying, they did end up signing Jordan Lewis. So if you're looking for someone who is a developmental guy, and this guy's probably going to be nickel, could maybe like switch over to
yeah,
like a safety position, worst case scenario. But he does have that versatility. To your point, though, it's they could have gone some other routes as
yeah,
well.
they could
So
have just not gotten a corner.
yeah,
That's why it's just kind of weird to me. But I'm not gonna
well,
fault them too much for it because it's a late day 3 pick.
yeah,
So let's do like I'll give this a B to B plus grade. I thought they did a pretty good job. They mortgaged a little bit of their draft to go up and get Travis Hunter, but I think that it was well worth it. They gave up a first next year as well, but then a lot of their like day 2 and day 3 picks were late day 2 and then day 3 picks. I'm not really grading that much, so I struggle to give this draft class like an A, just because it's really all put on Travis Hunter right now, I think, for this draft class to be considered successful.
yeah, yeah. To be fair, though, like they, invested a lot of money and got starters. Like if you go look at our lads, so the only real
I
starting,
agree with the free agent stuff.
yeah,
Like they had the capabilities to go make this move.
yeah. So I'm between B plus and A minus, and then 'cause I like the aggressiveness to go and get Travis Hunter, and just the special player that he is. I do agree with you. There's maybe some couple of picks that were maybe a little early overall, but I think they did a pretty solid job on day 3. I think another thing too, shout out to James Gladstone as well. He's coming over from LA, so this was his first.
The British guy, the non-British British guy.
The non-British British guy. He does look very British. If you just go look at him and then you hear his name, like you would guess he's from England. But that being said, he's one of the main guys as well too. For when you go look at the Rams drafts and how well the Rams have drafted, he had an influential part in that over the past 5 years or more, if not longer. So him coming over here, it's his first draft as a GM. That being said, I kind of just want to lean towards trusting him and knowing that he's gonna like that he obviously did his research, but like he knows how to scout good players. So I say that I'll give it an A minus. Like I think they saw something with Travis Hunter. I think they see something with some of these other guys that they drafted later on, and I think it's going to be a solid draft as well. And you go look at this Jags team as well. They improved that offensive line. They do still have some questions maybe at the tackle spot that they need to go and figure out still. Just like still a little bit younger there, but I still think Trevor Lawrence is an above average QB. They've got the skill position players now. If their defense could just be mediocre, I think they can improve a lot and potentially win this AFC South division.
Yeah, no, I like it. I think that this is a competitive team that's looking to get back into the division winning ways. And I think Travis Hunter is a piece that can really put them over the top. And then, yeah, the rest of this draft, I feel like is going to try to be that supporting cast for this roster. So let's go ahead. Let's wrap up this video here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. That is the best way to help out the channel. While you're down there, leave a comment on what you thought of the Jags 2025 draft. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you have done differently? And on that, we'll see you guys next time.